Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Giant Cherub. I am a micro investor, not a whale, and today I'm going to be talking about some of my absurd NFT purchases. So as you can see, I'm currently here at my home in the metaverse. Now this is actually an NFT that lives on the Fantom blockchain, and I did mint this on Rove.to. And this is actually one of my favorite NFTs that I have. And what it does is it gives me this space where I can host events. So as you can see here, I could turn my microphone on here, and then if any other avatars wanted to join my home, we'd be able to talk to each other. I can also share my screen here as well. So, it's quite a fun environment from which you can hold your own events and chat with your friends and such. So I'm just going to go into this first person view here, and I'll just show you my two dogs. So I've got my little corgi here and my little beagle. And then downstairs, I'm just going to take you into my home where I hold my NFTs. Now, it's worth noting that before we start here, nothing here should be taken as financial advice. As I've said before, I am a micro investor, not a whale. And what I mean by that is I'm just making very, very small micro investments here and there. If they pay off and I get a little bit of beer money, then great. But if they don't pay off, then I'm just putting that down to the cost of education in learning about this new Web3 environment. Now, I've got quite a lot of NFTs now, as you can see. Quite absurd, quite strange. And I thought I'd just talk a little bit about them and why I've purchased them. And it'll just give you an idea of, what NFTs are, maybe some of the pitfalls to avoid, and then, some of the good utility that they might bring now or into the future. So as you can see here, there's these mushrooms, which were some of the first NFTs that I purchased. And you might think, why would you want to own psychedelic mushrooms on the Fantom blockchain? And the reason why I got into this was that I became quite interested in this protocol called Boojabaunga. So here's a tweet that I issued earlier in the year where when I first made my purchase, and I was just talking about some of the games that I was excited about. So I thought I would just, show you that tweet. So one of the games, Mech Warrior here, you can see is a space shooter. And I thought this was the one that really grabbed my attention. I thought, this looks pretty cool. I'd love to float around in space and shoot some other people and this, that, and the other. And as I started to do my research, I saw that they had this game in development. They had this first-person shooter here that's in more of a cowboy environment. I'm a big fan of cowboy culture, so that also got my interest. I saw there was this interesting game here of a chicken versus a monkey fighting it out, two gang leaders in prison. There was this racing game here as well. Now it's worth noting that with all of these are just screenshots of tweets from Boojabaunga. You can actually watch videos of these as well if you were to go on their channel. And finally, what I saw was this Action News team that's in development. So they'll have their own anchors where they're covering the latest updates from within the galaxy. So I thought that was pretty cool, and it was something that I wanted to be involved in. Now with Boojabaunga, the way that it works is it is play to earn. So that sounded really exciting, the opportunity to earn money just by playing games. And what I found was that they have an NFT known as an Emoki, and I now own this Emoki token here. And what that means is when I'm playing these games, I'll get a 2% Dabas bonus, and I'll also get a free robot that I'll be able to use in games as well. I noticed that there was also a partnership that Boojabaunga had, and that's something that you often see in NFTs, and certainly something that's made me purchase things that I probably wouldn't have considered before. So what I thought was quite interesting, that as well as my 2% bonus here, just by having an Emoki, if I was to have some other items Shroom and then some Shroomies, that I can also get an extra 3% bonus as well. So that means I'm currently able to earn 5% worth of Dabas in this environment once it launches. But as you know, with these things, I've now purchased 3 lots of NFTs and I've still not seen the environment. So, you do have to do your research and make sure that you're happy with the level of risk that you've opened yourself into. Looking at these, the Shroomies, they were really, really cheap. The Shroomies were 1 Fantom each. So that's 35 cents at the current market value. The Emoki token was actually the dearest. So the floor price of that is currently 33. The mint price is 40. I paid 40 for mine. That's about, what would that be? So 10 Fantom would be $3.50. So 40 Fantom would be about $14 or so. So, not a huge sum of money for a speculative bet. If this, universe was to launch with all of those games, then I'd hope that this Emoki token might rise in value, as might the Shroomies and this, that, and the other. So that's when, the speculativeness of this comes into play, and that I might make more money in the future. There's also the utility aspect of this, where I may be able to play these games and have some fun there as well. So, that was the reason why I purchased these NFTs and started to go down that route. So if I just have a little walk around, you will see some other absurd NFTs here. So, if I was just to go back into here, this is Gimpy. So, this is a Gen 2 Gimpy. So, a Gimp mask, it has that sexual connotation. And it is a bit odd. That is a Generation 1 Gimpy there. That's Generation 2 Gimpy. There's another Gen 1. My favourite is actually this one here, this Generation 2 Gimpy, which just looks so absurd. It's brilliant. And again, you might be asking yourself, what would possess you to buy these Gimpies? Why have you got so many of these Gimpies? And the simple answer for that was I saw that Tombheads announced that they were going to be minting some bit goblins. So you may be aware of the Goblin Town NFTs. There are thousands and thousands of pounds for these goblins that people then go in a chat room and make funny noises at each other. And it's a fun bit of history, I think, and it's a bit of NFT folklore, really, as to how absurd it can be at times. So I wanted to have a little bit of that history. And that's what this bit goblin would give me. So, in itself, they're saying it's no bullshit. There's no Discord where they're trying to, claim a huge roadmap or anything like that. It actually has zero utility. Now, in order to get on the whitelist for one of these bit goblins, you could own some of these items here. So I had a look, and it was the Generation 2 Gimpies that, appeal to me because it was the cheapest NFT there. It did say that you only need one of these to actually be whitelisted for a bit goblin, so it doesn't need to break the bank. So you might ask, well, that just says you need one Gimpy, Giant Cherub. Why did you go out there and buy loads of them and then buy the Gen 1 ones as well? And this is because I got sucked in when I was doing my research on the protocol. So I saw that the third generation of Gimps is going to be known as Gimp Toons. So this is, another, bit of artwork that you can own as part of the Gimp universe. So what you can see here is that there's a lot of different artists are going to be working on Gimp Toons. You've got people such as Teens on Acid. I know that their NFTs bring a lot of value on NFTK and on PaintSwap and things like that. So, to be able to own potentially one of those, I thought was quite attractive. And when I was reading about it, it said basically if you have 5 Generation 1 Gimps, then you'll get 1 Gimp Toons mint. So, I've met that criteria. I've also got 3 Generation 2 Gimps, so I'll get another Gimp Toons there. So, I'm potentially getting 2 further Gimp Toons by owning all of my current Gimps. And as you can see here, a further 777 Gimp Toons will be, available for mint, and they'll cost 30 Fantom each. So potentially here, I am earning 2 free NFTs in essence that could be worth 60 Fantom on launch day. So, this is where you can start to see, there's often these partnerships where you can get extra added utility if you own other NFTs within that partnership. So I thought that was worth showing. And, you might be thinking, God, even these micro investments are just a waste of time. But, it's fun, and it certainly filled my Rove home. So, there's one of my Generation 1 Gimps there with the eye falling out. That was actually one of the more rare ones that I had, so I made that a little bit bigger. But my favourite NFT that I have is this one here. So I'll just go back into the first person view and I'll just show you this here. So this is part of the Cursed Circus NFT collection that was created by Byte Mason. So you may be familiar with their work on Reaper Farm. That's where I hold a lot of my LP tokens to auto compound, and I just really like their project. They put security first at the forefront, and I think that's really important because Web3 is the wild west, and any protocol that doesn't take security seriously isn't a protocol that I want to be involved in at all, truth be told. So this one here was more really my way of giving back, and supporting or showing my support of Byte Masons. So as you can see here, I've purchased Mr. Piggly Pigsy. I thought that was quite apt. I have just listed this. I bought this for 90 Fantom, so that one was about a $30 investment. But I've listed that immediately for 180 just to see whether or not I can double my money. When I was having a look at the floor price of, the floor price is currently 88, but I noticed that this one had quite a high ranking compared to the other ones that were available at 88, and I valued this based on, what I saw at about 180 Fantom. I thought would be a good price for an NFT of this rarity. So, I thought I would just try this out and see what happens. It was worth me doing this because Cursed Circus is currently one of the hottest traded NFTs on NFT Key at the moment. So, if I was to go on the homepage there, you'll see there front and center, most traded over the last 30 days was Cursed Circus. Now, if you look at some of the other ones, so say Ancestral Humans, which there's 3,000 of those, more so than Cursed Circus. If I have a look at the listings here, you'll see that these are going for huge sums of money. The floor price on this is insane. So, the 695 Fantom to purchase an Ancestral Human. And I got something that is, again, trending. But I got it for $30, for 90 Fantom. So again, it's a bit of a speculative bet. It might be that I can make more money from it, but truth be told, I wouldn't mind just holding on to it and seeing what happens with it, because I think there will be some utility there, knowing Byte Masons in the near future. There is already quite a fun landing page that you can visit, but I've not really explored that too much yet. So if I just click on one of these randomly, go to their website, you'll see that already, there's this pretty cool environment. So as you can see there, that was talking, you know, about the lore, the folklore, if you like, of Cursed Circus. So there's already, you know, quite a lot of fun to be had with this one. I know that all of the NFTs have a net worth as well, that people don't seem to know what that means. And then again, one of the reasons why I purchased the one that I did was I noticed that it did have quite a high net worth for where it was placed, you know, at that floor price. So, you know, look out for things like that. Are there bargains to be had? You know, a lot of it's speculation. You know, certainly we don't even know what this means yet. But, you know, it's worth just thinking about these things and then taking a punt. You know, rarity ranks, things like that. You know, take a punt on it. Some of the things that I've even been thinking of is a bit nuts, truth be told. So, if I was to have a look at my Emoki token here, you know, that was rank 30. I didn't really even know what the things meant, so I posted it in Discord, and I was like, "Oh, I've just gotten this for 40 Fantom. Couldn't, you know, get the mint to work." So I saw this on NFT Key, and I purchased it from there instead. And what someone told me is that I'm going to get that 2% Dabas bonus for having this, which I already knew. But what happens with this Beeswaxium and Shroomia attribute means that I'll get a robot, and I'll also get a flashlight so I can hunt ghosts for plasma, things like that. So, you know, there is a lot of utility often, and different tokens mean different things. So if you're into that sort of thing, then, you know, this is a great place to be. And certainly with Fantom, you know, it's great for a micro investor like myself. You're not going to break the bank. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing some of my absurd works, from this guy over here. Check this guy out. Through to this one over here. Check this gimp out. I've got my Cursed Circus, I've got my Shrooms, and then upstairs I've got my dogs and this, that, and the other. So I hope you've enjoyed this video anyway. Come say hi if you want to come visit me in Rove.to. You know, feel free to drop by if I'm there. I'll turn my microphone on. We can have a chat. But I hope to see you again soon. Take care. I've been Giant Cherub, and you've been fantastic. Thanks. Bye.